I love you guys.
Okay. I used to be afraid of the world outside my door, so I lived within the pages of a book. I used to be so scared of what I couldn't control. It seemed whatever I touched, I broke. The wind at my back, the grass so green, the sun on my face, it was all a dream. Till you said, wake up, wake up, wake up, take my hand. I'm here for you now, I'll help you stand. The world isn't so frightening, it's not all thunder and lightning. And as long as we are together, life can only get better. I used to be embarrassed about my eyes, my nose, my smile, so I hid my face behind my hair. I spent so many years feeling like I was drowning. Now finally I'm coming up for air. Laughing out loud, being part of a team, touching the stars, it was all a dream. Till you said, wake up, wake up, wake up, take my hand. I'm here for you now, I understand. The world isn't so frightening, it's not all thunder and lightning. And as long as we are together, life can only get better. Life can only get better.
Good morning. Good morning. Morning coffee. I don't have coffee. I don't even have water this morning. I already drank it. So, by the way, this microphone is awesome. Thank you again. Thank you again for the microphone and for the cloud, the amplifier with it. Today is Monday, March 30th, 2026. It's 4 a.m. And I might be interrupted by my son. He's up really early, getting ready to go to work. And I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. And I'll get into that. I just feel I woke up and my heart was full. And I just wanted to say thank you. But let's start with welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have some new subscribers this week, and I just want to welcome you to our community. We have Herschel Sterling. And this is kind of fun because Herschel, actually I'm going to be on his podcast next month. That's how we met. He was looking for people who were writing fiction in a different way on Substack. So I reached out and he's like, yeah, let's do this. This will be a fun conversation. So when I have more details, I'll let you know. So welcome, Herschel. Lynn, welcome, Lynn. We have Ken Mora, welcome, Ken. And we have A Horseman in Shangri-La. Shangri-La. That's kind of cool. And then we have Jamie Baker. I like your name. I like your name. Okay. Welcome, all of you. You know, we're at 393 subscribers in our wonderful little tight-knit community. I love you guys. We're really close to breaking 400. I know people find it weird and they want, 6,000, 10,000, 100,000 subscribers. I mean, that would be cool. But when I started here on Substack, I had a very specific goal. Is I wanted to do something that I had never done before on any of my websites, and that was I didn't want to teach anything here about writing. I wanted to just tell my stories. And I realized that, things have to resonate. So the growth was going to be a lot slower, but I have never been more delighted, happy, and honestly surprised at just how amazing all of you are. The kindness, Okay, so I want to say thank you. Thank you for your support. I don't think that I can say that enough. I'm telling these stories. I'm telling Wendell's story, and I'm wanting to expand this Wanted Hero world. And all I've ever wanted to do is share these stories with people. And I don't want to put barriers there. I know, and people, they buy the books, they buy the audiobooks, they buy the music. But I wanted to make this available to you openly, without barriers, so that if it resonates with you, you can enjoy it. And then my hope was that people would support me to allow me to keep doing this. And you have, and you are. And so I just want to thank you, because most of you support me in various ways, whether you tell other people about the stories, and so it grows, our community grows, or you buy the books, or you buy these albums, and I have other things coming. I have other things that I want to provide for the community, because my intention with these stories isn't just to entertain. My hope is to inspire and uplift you. That's what I really hope. That's what I want to do. And so I'm very grateful when you reach out and you do these kind things. Lately, this microphone and the paper and pens and incense, and I've got several of you that every once in a while I'll get a package on my front doorstep from Amazon, and you send me a 12-pack of Coke Zero. It's like one of my treats, and it just, I always come back to my office. I come here and I sit down and I look at it, and I actually pray and thank God for you and for the gift. And then I will sit here and laugh. I just laugh, because I think this is so cool. This is really not the way I thought things would happen. I had this big, grand idea of, originally I was going to be a comic book artist, and I was for a while. The original Wanted Hero and Wendell's story was a comic book, and it was black and white. Then I got in a car accident, couldn't use my hands anymore, and I had to go somewhere else, and I got really depressed until my family said, well, why don't you write novels? Take the idea and write novels. I'm not a writer. I draw, and I kind of write scripts, and you put them together, and they don't suck, but they're not fabulous. Well, more than 1 million people have read the comic book. That definitely doesn't suck. And I was paranoid that this wouldn't work, that people wouldn't be interested. And they were. And I'm so happy. But this isn't, I thought, I'd make a lot of money with comic books, or I'd make a lot of money with the novels, and I have enough for my needs. Am I famous? No. Am I rich? No. But I'm still here, and I'm still going, and I still have a home, and the lights are still on. There's still food on the table. My family is still taken care of. And that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. In fact, I want to show you something. Every once in a while, when I reach these what do you call them? Milestones. When you reach these milestones, when I have so many goals, notes, okay? But I have all these goals along the way, and I've always got more goals. I'm just motivated by goals and then striving to reach them. And so I have all these things along the way of what I'm trying to achieve, and I've got some that are really crazy and way out there. Will I reach them? I don't know, but I'm going to give it my all. But every once in a while, when I meet some of these milestones, I like to get myself a treat. I something different. And for me, a lot of the times it's a hat or it's a shirt. And this time I got 2 shirts, and I'm wearing one this morning. I want to show this to you because this is, and I sell these, by the way. So if you like this, you can get it. I'll leave a link in the description. I think this is fun. Anyway, just wanting to motivate. I'm not trying to make you motion sick. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to tilt this down. So let's see if I can do this right. So you are not competing with anyone. No one can beat you at being you. Don't be the best. Be the only. I like that shirt. I like that shirt a lot. Anyway, I got that. I have a very good friend who she does t-shirts, does custom t-shirts, and so I paid her and asked her to do that for me. So I like that shirt. That makes me feel good. Don't try to be the best. I don't want to try. There's always going to be someone better at everything. No matter how good you are, even if you are the best right now at something, there's always going to be someone better, smarter, stronger, faster. That's really should not be a thing. Don't try to be the best. Be the best you that you can possibly be. Be the only. Yeah, I like that. It's funny. Over this last week, and I've had a bizarre week. Our town, our little tiny town, is like on quarantine. I know, I don't want to hear that again. But it's, and I found out after talking to my sister, saying happy birthday to her, and she lives in Missouri. So we're several states away. But we're shut down because there was an outbreak of measles. And my wife was telling me that we've got a neighbor, I don't know who they are, but one of their little girls, they have her like down in the basement in the dark. I guess there's some kind of measles or whatever that with the light, if you're not careful, it can make them blind. I'm like, wait, that's a thing? I didn't even know that. Anyway, so kind of a scary thing. So we're kind of on quarantine, and it happened with the local school and a dance and things like that. And there was an outbreak, and it's of the kind that, our local church, nobody's going to church. Town meetings, not having any of those. So anyway, so I'm at home and I'm thinking, like, even when COVID happened and everyone's like, you're going to be confined at home. And my wife and I came out and went, wait, so we can't go anywhere. We're not, we're here at home with the kids. Oh, it's Monday. Not a whole lot changed for us because we're out of a little farming community. We got out of the city. We moved here. My wife teaches the children, so they're homeschooled. I work from home, so it's like, yeah, it's Monday. So anyway, kind of the same thing here. And it's kind of been fun hanging out with my kids and playing. I've got 13 children, all boys but 9, and I still have 2 little ones. My oldest is, I think, what is she, 35, 36 now? Wow. And then my youngest is 6. That's quite a span of children. And so spending a little time with my son, Roman, who's 11, and Ruby, who's 6. I think I'm going to do more this week. But it reminded me of when I was in my 20s. Reminded me when we only had 3 children. And just the time that I would spend with my oldest son, Evan. And I remember him running around. I can't remember how old he was. 3, maybe? 2, 3? Maybe he was 4. I'm not sure. But I think he was 3. Anyway, he used to always have a plug in his mouth, and we'd have to tell him, don't talk with your plug in your mouth. And but we used to like to play hide and go seek. And I remember I wanted to work with my father, and I did work with my father at the time. I was doing the comic books, but it was on the side. And I wanted to be an executive like my father, and I worked for my father. And I just remember I'm playing hide and go seek in this little tiny house in South Jordan, Utah, and Evan was really good at hide and go seek. The kid was a natural. So it's a little tiny house. So I go and I'm in my bedroom. It's like, all right, go hide. And I count really loud, yelling through the house. And then I start walking through the house. And I can't find him. And I mean, I really, really looked. And I could not find him. I figured he went outside. He's cheating. He doesn't know he's cheating, but he's cheating. He went outside. And so before I went outside, I just started going, Evan. And I'd listen. And I heard laughter. He was in the house. I couldn't find him. Anyway, so I'm going down this little hall and I'm going in and out of the room. Evan. Wait. You hear laughter. And it sounded muffled. So he's under something or in something. So I worked my way through all the bedrooms. No. Worked through the little living room, the opening room. No. And then I hear a little bit of an echo. Okay, so I go into the kitchen, and our kitchen was a little tiny box. It was a farmhouse. So it's a kitchen with the little kitchen nook where we eat our main table. Then on the back wall, it was a big L open space kitchen. And you got the back door to go outside, and then immediately to the left are these folding doors. And that opens to the laundry room / half bath. And I would just, Evan, wait, laughter, laundry room. So I was like, I open and I go, ha, and he's not in there. Evan, you wait. I had to do it again. He didn't want to answer that time. He knew I was near. But I did hear him laughing, and I saw on the dryer, there's this little tiny sliver of it open. And he had gone into the dryer drum and pulled it. His little finger had pulled it all the way close. And he's just sitting in there. Those are the kinds of experiences that I had with my children. And I miss that. It's completely different now that I'm older. And my two youngest, who are also far apart in age, and they don't have the constant older siblings around them anymore. They're growing up in a different world, and that takes a different mentality. That takes a different priority and a different focus. That's kind of like with stories now. The world's a different place. Your readers, my readers, you're going through different things than what, say, my wife and I were going through 35 years ago, 36 years ago. This is going to be our 36th wedding anniversary this year. Wow. No. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. What a ride. Thank you for making that possible for me. I love writing for you. I hope you know that. I love creating for you. And I hope you're seeing the story. Seeing Wendell. And if you haven't started, if you're new and you haven't started this, just click on the start here. And you can click on start at the beginning or the current one. But all the stories, everything essential on Life of Fiction is free. Everything. And if you choose to support me, I'd be so grateful. And if you can, that's wonderful. Buy a book. Buy a song. We have albums. We're on Spotify now. There's the exciting thing. I never expected that. Yes. Gear Girls, their album, You're Not Alone, is on Spotify. You can all listen to the whole album now on Spotify. I think that's cool. And we also have the cinematic soundtrack that goes with our first book choices. That's fun. There's no lyrics to that, but I love cinematic music, and yeah, that's fabulous. So, anyway, thank you. It's a good day. It's going to be a good week. And I'm sorry that I'm not participating a whole lot in conversations and on notes the last couple weeks. I want to let you know this. I have a huge, huge project, and I'm still making this transition from where all my work was and moving it over to my PayHip and setting up Life of Fiction, that once this is done, I'll be able to continue going 5-10 years if that's what we do, and I won't have to move again. And that's really important to systematize all of this. But I also have a huge opportunity, and a lot is riding on it, and I have to complete it before I can put my full attention back on the social aspect and interacting with you. And I do apologize for that. I have to get this done, and it is almost done. So, but I'm here, still writing, still publishing and providing things, but you'll see more of me very, very soon, and we'll have even more fun. Remember, you are more than you think you are. This is still going to be a mind-blowing year, so thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.